Good afternoon. Here is the latest compensation news from SAI. One of our networking partners, Sakeliga, who represents smaller and medium-scale family businesses, similar to how SAI represents family farmers in South Africa, went to the USA with a proposal that the USA should engage with businesses on a sub-state level, enter with them into agreements to do business with them without the tariffs and other punitive measures, because these businesses commit to break all the local rules for BEE and employment equity and the other regulations in South Africa which are irritating the United States. And they were well received. In a similar way, Time Bank in Zimbabwe, about a year ago, had a meeting with us in South Africa in which they proposed to compensate Zimbabwean farmers for both land and for improvements by developing properties in and around Harare and other bigger cities and towns, and then deem that to be on behalf of the Zimbabwean government, so the Zimbabwean government would owe them the amount in which they compensated the farmers. In the same principle, there is a new initiative on the table whereby businesses say, let those who suffer most take the lead. Zimbabwean businesses who want to do business with the USA say that they will compensate farmers on behalf of the government of Zimbabwe in exchange for new business being done with them. These business groups come from the mining sector, the petroleum sector, and also logistics, distribution, and manufacturing. And their proposal is that should the USA be prepared to engage with them in business deals, they are prepared to set up an escrow account in Washington to which a certain percentage of the money that turns in those transactions would be deposited to compensate farmers. This percentage can be between 30 and 40%, to a maximum of $4 billion, which, similar to the deal in the global compensation deal, would only pay for improvements. Now, 4 billion might not seem to be a big improvement on the 3.5 billion which was on the table in the global compensation deed, but they are prepared to exclude three groups of farmers for their compensation. The first is the BIPA farmers who have already been compensated. The second is the amount or the value of the restitution farmers, those farmers who are still farming on their land or a portion of that. And the third is the Profka farmers, because they already accepted and signed off on a deal to be paid in bonds, which will be mature over a certain time span. When we deduct those three values, the total amount for the remaining farmers will be very close to the total amount of or total value of the improvements. We will still be left to go to the UK for compensation for the land. So $4 billion can stretch the compensation for the remaining farmers to very close to the total value of improvements as it was when the farms were valued. Also, these group of business people are prepared to look at our own valuations, and we do not need to stick to the Valcon valuations, as quite a number of our members have problems with the Valcon valuations. And there has not been any engagement or communication between SAI and Valcon for a very long time. What if nothing materializes? This is the worst case scenario. So let's interrogate that scenario. Let's say nothing comes from such a deal. No money materializes. No money goes into that escrow account. What we will still have gained then is new pressure on the government of Zimbabwe to get to a proper deal which is agreeable to the majority of title deed holders. Also, new pressure for the quantum to move up. We will then gain initiative and momentum and have something new in our hands to take to the USA a little later this year. So what's next? Next, we must distribute this communication far and wide to our constituencies and have as many farmers in our constituency to know about this initiative. We will need to close this deal as soon as possible, and I've already introduced these businessmen from Harare to our lawyer, Willie Spies. He has drafted an agreement, and we still need to do a little work on it before the parties can sign off on it. I also did not want to do it until we've had this communication and have consulted with our partners in Zimbabwe, CFU and SACFA. And then we need to do some administration. We need to consolidate our lists who are eligible for compensation under this deal, what are the numbers we are talking of, and how would we prioritize who will be paid first, and how will we go about managing this account. And once we have ironed that out, we need to visit the USA again, as we have done last year. Make sure that we get to the right people, because this initiative will stand or fall on the appetite of senior officials in the White House to engage on these sub-state level businesses. Let's hope for the best.